It's me, guys. Yes. I promised that I'll be consistent with my YouTube video last year, but life happens. This is my official first YouTube video of 2023, and I just want to catch you guys up on why I stopped being consistent and also what was happening last year. That's why I really struggled to be here, but I'm back and I'm excited, and I hope you also are, and your 2023 is going on well. Can't believe that the first quarter is over. Oh, life is passing by. It's flying. I know you guys have many questions, and I know I don't owe anyone an explanation, but sometimes it's good to be vulnerable with your audience and just to share some parts of life that are difficult. Not every time life is rosy, and sometimes as content creators and influencers, we only show when life is good, and that's naturally what the platform is about. So I just decided to be vulnerable to share with you some of my struggles of 2022 and why I wasn't able to be consistent here and many other places. So I'll be breaking down the challenges that I had last year in 3 categories: health, work, and family. So first we start with the health. Without health, nothing is possible. So last year I had a really big struggle with my health. I think it's the worst that I've ever experience. I think I had 6 to 7 hospitalizations. I was diagnosed with the autoimmune disease, which was very hard to accept. I think even now I'm still trying to accept and wrap my mind around it. So I had a lot of difficulties accepting it and learning how to live with it. I don't think I still am there yet, but I'm trying to eat healthy, to take my steroids, take my medicine, and just to have a positive attitude. So that really affected my fitness. It was a last thing in my mind. I lost a lot of weight, in a lot of pain, and taking a lot of medication. So that health was a really big struggle. And maybe one day I'll sit and talk about the condition at length, and maybe even invite a guest doctor to talk about it. So in terms of my health, it was in the gutters. Still under health, I've been struggling, guys, with insomnia, which doesn't help. So that really, both of those things combined were quite tough. And I sought the help of different doctors. I'm still doing that. But it was a big scare for me, for my family, and the many hospital visits. And we had one really big scare, and I had to be rushed to hospital, and they thought, I had a stroke, and yeah, it was really tough. But here I am, and I'm grateful for 2023. And so I'm trying my best to adjust to the condition and to accept that there are good and bad days. In terms of work last year, let me start with the wins. I was able to monetize what I do. I was working with brands. I think 2021 and 2022, the brands have really come through. And that's one good part, that's one positive side, which again, with now the health challenges, now it became really, really hard to deliver to the brands. And for me, I like giving above and beyond. So I really pushed myself on that. I remember even I would come from hospital and come straight to work. There's one day I landed the same day and I was straight into the office. I had gone for a checkup. So I was able to do that, although it was very straining. It made me also think about me being able to make money without me being there necessarily, and to monetize a brand, which is what we are working on this year, IR Productions. So it wasn't all doom. It made us think about the brand differently. It was hard downsizing because of the economic times. That was really tough on me and making that decision. In terms of work also, I think I've worked continuously for 7 years to build Fashionable Stealth Mom. So I think fatigue was part of it also. Because for 7 years, I have shown up every day, having a post every single day, having stories, like no break. So at some point, I felt the fatigue, and I chewed mental block or a creative block, and I wasn't very excited to shoot content or to come to work. I was just doing it to meet the deliverables. And so I'm slowly getting back into it this year. I have many ideas. So I want to go back because I enjoy educating and informing, and that's why Fashionable Stepmom started. Another thing also, it made me really think about the why I started Fashionable Stepmom. Made me think about the why, because sometimes we forget the why. So this year I really want to bring back passion to the work. I want it to be more content that is me, Kathy, content that is not forced. For example, when brands do come, they dictate a lot sometimes and they take over. And you guys really do consume content nowadays very fast. So you need to find that balance, that you're not just churning out content for the sake of churning out content and maintaining the brand, but also content that aligns to you and why I first started Fashionable Stepmom. So you're going to see a lot of that this year. You're going to see a lot of blended families. I'll try to show you my health recovery journey, my fitness, and just be a bit more vulnerable. And so the content is not dictated by other factors other than me. And it doesn't mean that I won't create content for brands or sometimes for the audience, but the passion comes first for me. So that is the challenges and the joys I had in terms of work last year. The next one is family. Family means my children, extended family, my relationship with Mike. I can say last year, or the last 3 years, to be honest, post-COVID, it's been quite challenging for me. Number one, having the children home during COVID the whole time. Before COVID, the children will have summer breaks or they will come home maybe once or twice a year. But now, after COVID, post-COVID, the children were home the whole time. And we're not talking about children who are like 10 and 12, we're talking about adults. So these are people who are used to doing their own things in school, in their own apartment in school. So that meaning I'm sharing the space with an adult. That was very, very challenging. I don't know if most mothers experience it. It really took a toll on me. And so last year was about the children leaving the nest. You know, now it was their time to move into their own houses. It was their time to start working. So it was really tough. Think about it. You have to reach a point and tell your child, you know, you have to move out. It's not easy, but that was the stage I was in. You know, the children are no longer children, but adults, getting them their own spaces, helping them to transition. It was a really tough one. I learned lessons, you know, how I'll do it better with the younger ones. So I felt like it crept up on me, you know, 3-4 years just passed by and wow, they're adults now. They need their space so that we don't step on each other's toes, because sometimes, and which was happening, you're living with adults, they want to do things their way. It's also my home and I am like, this cannot be done. They want maybe, for example, to bring their friends home till late. And I personally would want a quiet home. Those are some of the examples. So family was quite challenging in that way. But I can say right now there's an equilibrium and the transition of them moving to their own places has finally happened. And also Sean turned 10, and I think this is a video I'll do separately. It was such an eye-opener for me, you know. It hit me that in another 5 years he'll be gone. So that was a very big change. In terms of my relationship with Mike, him working in a different country most of the time was also a big challenge. That meant that I parent the children alone, and that was really tough because I've never had to do that. But now we're finding the balance and finding ways to parent adults, because there is no manual. So any parent out there who has adults, let's meet behind the tent. Yeah, because it's a tough one, but it was done. I really learned from last year's experiences, and maybe not last year alone, 2020 and 2021, that I have to try and have social circles, people who can support me, friends, you know, have a group of friends who can support you. Because that was one of the challenges I realized I had. I was very busy raising the children, so I didn't build a social circle myself for many years. And I'm reaching to a stage in my life where I need my own social circle. So that's one thing I'd encourage everyone outside there to please have your social circles, because they will come through when you're going through struggles. You need to be able to ask for help, which I'm not very good at, you know. And most times people really would give you the help if you ask for it. Don't go through things quietly and the people around you don't know, which is me. So I'm really going to work on my social circles this year. It's something that is very high up there on my vision board. So I hope, guys, I've answered most of your questions on why I went a bit quiet, I've been MIA. I'm really praying and hoping for bigger, better 2023. So far, it's not been bad. And if I haven't answered your questions, trust me, I'll be here to answer them. I'll try to create videos weekly. I'll try. Like I said, it's more about passion this year. I'll try to be more present here on this platform and to also be more vulnerable. So feel free on the comment section to ask any question you'd like me to answer. Please subscribe, like, and share. I hope this year I get to 100,000. I get that card I see people having. Is it a placard? It's a what? Oh, yeah, so I wish I get that placard for 100k followers. It would really, really be a win for me. Catch you on the next one, and until next time, stay safe.